Hello guys. So this is my brand new Gur Haskel podcast that's going to be on my YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about a few different topics that I found interesting. And we're going to have our guest star, my brother Roy, who's been in a few of my other videos.
What's up?
So today I've actually stumbled upon this article talking about passive-aggressive emojis.
Okay.
So Gen Z has invented these passive-aggressive emojis, and they call one of them. They say that it's the thumbs up emoji.
Okay, and what does it look like?
So you know the thumbs up emoji, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. But they think that it makes you look old, that it's like an A-OK or something like old people would say. So what do you think about that?
I think you're calling me old.
That's not me calling you old.
I use the thumbs up emoji for a lot of things. Like, yeah, that's good. I'm ready to go.
I also use this thumbs up emoji. I don't know how it makes you seem old, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I think maybe if you want to be sarcastic, so you put like a thumbs up emoji, like, all right, cool story, bro. That's how it can be passive aggressive.
So for years now, people have been criticized on how they use emojis, right?
I guess.
So
I didn't have emojis when I was your age.
Yeah, how was it when you were my age?
We had limited texting. We couldn't even we didn't have full keyboards on our phones. Mm-hmm. It was just keypads. It was numbers. You had to press a number like multiple times to get to a letter. It took forever. You had a limited number of texts that you could text. And you even had limited minutes, which is not something you even know about.
Yeah. So now with our cellular data, we do have options which are for unlimited talk and text, and then you also have all these other options with gigabytes. But the Wi-Fi texting is unlimited.
Yeah. Our phones didn't have browsers until I was in late middle school, early high school. And even then, it's like your parents had them, not because they got them from work, not because everyone had like an iPhone or whatever.
Yeah, so the iPhone was like a groundbreaking kind of thing. And iPhone and computers actually introduced emojis to the world.
Apple.
And yeah, what do you think about emojis? Do you think that they're a good way to send information? Do you think that it's for old people? Do you think that they're kind of useless and that you could use them for different things instead of texting? What do you think about emojis?
I think emojis
in general?
are awesome. I love emojis. You can do a lot of stuff with them. I think
Yeah.
they're cool.
So some of these other passive-aggressive emojis that people have been saying are the red heart, the clapping hands, and the check mark.
How can the red heart be passive aggressive? I don't get that.
I also don't really understand. And the lips, like the kissing lips one. I think that I agree with that one kind of. It's like an old person saying, "Oh, I love you, grandson," and then they put a kissing lips emoji. I mean,
okay.
That one I understand, but the clapping hands I'm not really sure about. And there's also the check mark, the green check mark emoji.
That's also passive aggressive?
Yeah, I really do not understand Gen Z these days. I think that I'm going to continue using the thumbs up emoji, the clapping hands, the check mark, the red heart.
Maybe your viewers could tell us in the comments how we could use these in a passive aggressive way.
Yeah, tell us in the comments. Maybe you have some options for better emojis to convey these messages. So that was just our opening kind of topic. Now we're going to get into the real topic, which I was very surprised when I saw. Just browsing through articles, I saw that theme park prices are rising dramatically.
Okay, this is relevant to us because we're going to Disneyland next week.
Yeah, Disneyland prices are at $244 for a one-day ticket. What do you think about that?
No way, for one day?
For one day,
No,
$244.
that has to be like a park hopper.
It is a park hopper ticket. That is the maximum ticket.
Okay.
So I have a chart here with all of the different prices, which I will show soon. So when you were your age, or when you were my age, how much did the Disneyland prices for, how much did a Disneyland ticket cost?
I think it was in the 70s.
70s? For a park hopper or for a normal?
For a park hopper.
So what would a normal ticket be like?
I don't know. Somewhere around there. 50,
40,
60.
50?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a giant,
Do you know what Disneyland ticket cost the day that they opened?
probably like $1.
1 penny.
Really? 1 penny?
Yeah.
And what did they have in Disneyland when they
Not
opened?
many things. They had like one ride. It'd be interesting to look up what they had.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see that. So check that out. For now, let's talk about what the difference in price was between now and recent years. So in recent years, let's take 2019 for an example. The maximum park hopper, like everything, was $159 for a 1-day ticket back in 2019. And now in 2020, for a normal park hopper, it's $179, and then with all these added bonuses, it's $244. So it's definitely the dates are affecting the prices too. So if you want to buy around January, December, you're gonna have a much higher price than if you're paying for February. Mm-hmm. So even a 1-day ticket, which is like the most standard one in the December days, is $179.
Yep.
Without park hopper or anything.
How are people supposed to afford that?
I do not know. And I think that the price for park hopper on one of these days is probably like $300 or something. We're going to have to check that out too. Mm-hmm. So is it really worth to buy a ticket at these times? Or should we just be waiting until the prices are dropping? Or should we be waiting until there's some special offer?
I don't think they're going to drop. I only think people are paying it. So it's not really...
But is it worth it with all these attractions that Disneyland has? Is it really worth $244 of your money to really spend to get your full Disneyland experience?
I would think it depends on the individual, how much people like Disneyland and Disney. Some people are Disney fanatics, you know? So to them, it's like the best thing in the world. So for them, it's worth it. But if you're not someone that loves Disney, then I would assume it isn't.
From a point of a normal person who's just there for the rides and stuff, just to see some cool rides, see some cool things, I do not think that the average person will pay $244 to not wait in line.
Yeah, maybe.
So the 1-day tickets are $104, repeating again, $104 to $179, depending on the dates. And the 1-day park hopper ticket is at $244 at the least. Mm-hmm. And a new Tier 0 ticket was introduced at $104 and is valid on the park's least crowded days. So it's like the lowest of the lowest tickets that you can buy. They have tiers from Tier 0 to Tier 6.
When Disneyland opened, tickets were $1 for adults and 50 cents for children. The park had 35 rides, with each costing 25 to 35 cents for adults and 10 to 25 cents for children.
Wow. So
they had to pay entry, and then they paid per ride.
So it really wasn't too much money. Mm-hmm. But in today's money, how much is that dollar going to cost? I don't think that much
Disneyland
more.
Opened in 1955, I think.
Okay.
And the $1955 today is probably worth $1 in 1955 is equal to $10.44 in 2000.
So that's still not too much money, but it's
so
crazy.
They spent $10 to get in and about $5 a ride.
Yeah. So still $5 a ride is not too expensive right now.
You definitely are paying more than $5 a ride.
Definitely. The only thing is, what I think is, look at those inflation. In 70 years, we've gotten 10 times more inflation. Mm-hmm. $1 is now $10. This is like insane amounts when you see it in this way. So basically buying a house, you could buy a house for $1,000. Mm-hmm. And these days it's $100,000. Or like, you could rent a decently big house for $1,000 a month. And now it's $10,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
Depends.
Okay.
So their prices last increased in October 2021, which is this month, with the most expensive one park ticket rising 44% in 5 years. So in the past 5 years, their most expensive one-day park ticket has risen 44%.
Yep.
That is a lot of money.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if it's due to this, but the stock for Disney fell 46% in the last year, which is a giant amount. I mean, a lot of stocks are down right now, but this is literally losing like half of their company. It's a lot, right?
It is a lot.
And recently, in October 2021, it rose another 8%. Which, if you take 8 over 44%, that's a big chunk of the past 5 years is rising. This 8% that has risen this month. And a new Tier 6 ticket that I was talking about has increased from $179 to $179. From $104 in the past 5 years, from the basic $104, 44%. So I'm guessing that's like access to all the worlds, access to everything. So this is a little activity that I have. Disneyland through the years in the prices. So back in 1976, one-day ticket costs $6. What do you think about that?
Wait, what is it?
Back in 1976, the one-day ticket cost $6.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is so relevant. Check your calculator because this source I got was published back in 2019. So or $30 in 2019 money. So now it should be more than that. So in 1991, the price of a one-day ticket was $33, or in 2019 money, $68. And in 2008, the price of a one-day ticket was $75.
See.
So the prices are rising, we can tell. And today, in 2019, that was $95. In 2019, the price of a one-day was $109 to $159.
Yeah. That's a big jump.
And now in 2022, we are at $104 to $179. Dates do affect price. So just to recap, the one day has risen from 1976 to 2022 from $6 to $179. It's a lot. A lot.
Yep.
So what do you think about that? Conclusion. Is it really worth to pay to go to Disneyland during these times?
I think if people can afford it and they want to do it, by all means. But they should think twice because it's very, very expensive. The lines are very long. And if you're only going for one day, it's going to be hard to see everything.
So what would you recommend people?
I think that if people are going to go to Disneyland, they should take advantage of these slow days, although I think Disneyland is packed every day of the year. And spend a little bit less at least and save a little bit. Because the reality is that the park is packed. You can't do everything in one day. It's massive. And you should plan ahead. So comparing Disneyland to Universal Studios, I think that Disneyland prices have risen a lot more than Universal Studios in the past few years. Perhaps.
Because right now the Universal Studios season pass is about the same as the Tier 6 Disneyland pass, which is not park hopper. So you can get an entire season full of Universal Studios for one day of unlimited access to the park in Disneyland, even without park hopper.
But they're two completely different things.
Two completely different things. Both of them are theme parks.
Yeah.
So I would say for, let's say, a traveler coming, that Disneyland is like an attraction all around the world that people come to every single day from all over the world.
Universal though.
So Universal is also. I would recommend them to get a Universal pass instead of Disneyland. Now, I'm not sure. We might have to do a follow-up podcast after I go to Disneyland, and we're going to have to compare because I go to Universal Studios a lot. I really like Universal Studios, But I haven't been to Disneyland in many, many years.
So we'll see.
We're going to have to see. For now, my opinion is Universal Studios is better in terms of price and quality. Harry Potter World is amazing. I mean, those rides, you really cannot beat the virtual reality ride. Mm-hmm. That one's really cool.
Yep.
And we also have those that Super Nintendo World that's coming out in 2023, summer 2023, they said. Mm-hmm. That's definitely something to look forward to.
Definitely.
So yeah, last question that I have is, are you going to continue using these passive-aggressive emojis? Do you care what Gen Z is saying right now about these emojis? Or are you going to try and stay hip and cool?
I do my own thing. They can have their opinions, I can have mine. I use emojis non-passive-aggressively, though.
So what your emoji is putting out, you're saying that. Like, that's what you're saying.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that was pretty good. We're going to be doing on this channel about 15-minute, 20-minute podcasts. Not too long, but nice for the week. Like, some fun news, nothing really depressing, you know?
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it happy. Prices are rising, but Disneyland's still really fun. Universal Studios is still really fun. And in the comments, tell us what you like better, Disneyland or Universal Studios.
Yep.
And what do you think is better in terms of prices?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, okay.
Catch us next time.
Yeah. We'll talk to you next time.